Hi there. This is Lee Thurburn, and I am welcoming you back to another episode of Livestream Lee. And we talk about business. We talk about things that you can do to grow your business faster. The spectrum includes everything from strategy to sort of theory, if you will, and fundamentals, as well as things like marketing. And today we're going to be talking about business to business digital marketing. Our focus today is specifically going to be on using LinkedIn as a tool to reach out to businesses. Now, there's a lot of people using LinkedIn as a tool to reach out to businesses. And it's you probably have noticed in the last year, since the beginning of the pandemic, of course, in March or thereabouts of 2020, there has been a tremendous increase in the number of people that have sent you messages on LinkedIn using a variety of tools, automated bots. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about a unique way to do something similar, but not be the same as everybody else. So I'm going to show you a trick I think you're going to really enjoy that is going to, if you use it, significantly increase the efficiency and effectiveness of your LinkedIn business-to-business marketing. Before we do that, I want to cover a couple of things. First of all, my primary company, my day job, if you will, I teach both entrepreneurship and strategy at UT Arlington, and that's kind of part of my day job because I do a couple of classes each semester, and I enjoy that. But my real day job is helping people use the software platform Apricot Rocket to grow their businesses faster. Apricot Rocket is something I've been working on for several years, and it is a solution, or at least part of the solution, to the challenge that small businesses have of getting another customer. And I think almost all small businesses will appreciate the challenges of getting a sufficient supply of new customers to keep your business growing rapidly. And my whole purpose in life is to help you solve that problem. And I do that with Apricot Rocket. And I would like to invite you to go to apricotrocket.com and create an account. Accounts are free, and you get effectively all of the tools that we offer. And they are powerful and tools that you can use without any kind of upgrade, without any kind of credit card, to be able to help you build a community and nurture relationships with customers and potential customers. If you decide to go ahead and upgrade and utilize our services at the fullest, I will guarantee that you'll end up with customers. It literally is a money-back guarantee. So go to apricotrocket.com, take a look, create an account, play around with it. And if you have any questions, my phone number you can find. Give me a call. Now, before I actually get started, I want to introduce you to a friend of mine named Carlos Cantu. Carlos is a risk management specialist. And one of the biggest challenges that I have had in starting several different businesses is, you can think of it as Murphy's Law. You can think of it as you don't know what you don't know, and none of us do. That's where Carlos comes in. Carlos's job is to help us prepare for those things that we don't know that we need to be prepared for. He is a commercial risk management specialist, and he's a great guy, and he's a fun guy to talk to. And if you go to livestreamlee.com and you click on the right-hand side, you'll see some buttons. You'll see a button for Carlos Cantu. Click there, and you can get in touch with Carlos. You can find out about him. Carlos can help you prepare for the unexpected so that the unexpected doesn't damage or destroy the business that you've worked so hard to create. Carlos is a great guy to know. Go introduce yourself to him. Now, there's a couple of other things I want to mention about this week's episodes. The first is tomorrow, we're going to be basically continuing the conversation about the Chinese threat. If you were able to watch the episode on Monday of last week, I spoke with Mike Armour, And he is a very experienced and knowledgeable guy about international threat. He spent 35 years in the U.S. Navy as an intelligence officer, and his perspective on the Chinese threat, I think you're going to find extremely interesting. He and I are going to have a conversation today, or not today, but tomorrow. We're going to talk about things that you can do to prepare your company to weather the storm. And there is a storm coming with China. So we're going to talk about that. So I hope you'll tune in for that. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to be talking about marketing again, and I'm going to call this one the bleeding edge of marketing. We're going to talk about applications like Clubhouse, TikTok, and then doing live streams like this one, as well as podcasts. And we're going to talk about some of the things that you need to know if you're thinking about using these technologies as ways to get the message out. I don't know to what extent you're familiar with Clubhouse and TikTok, but like most technologies, not only are they new, but they have specific uses for specific types of businesses. And we're going to talk about that, give you a little introduction. And then on Thursday, we're going to be talking with Steve Mangum about do-it-yourself Amazon stores. I don't know if you know this, but Amazon doesn't, Amazon actually makes it possible for you to compete with them or to use their platform to compete with everybody else that's using them. And there are services out there that can provide you with turnkey Amazon stores to allow you to quickly and efficiently climb the learning curve ladder and make money and dramatically reduce the learning curve and the risk. So we're going to talk with Steve about ways that you can start your own do-it-yourself Amazon store. I think you'll find that interesting. And then on Friday, we're going to be interviewing a good friend of mine, Mike Blake. Mike is the builder and owner of Mike Blake Custom Homes. And Mike builds, 15 to 25 custom homes each year. I think they range anywhere from kind of on the low side, around $500,000 up to $2 or $3 million. And he builds primarily in the East Texas market. Mike has been building homes for quite a while, and he has a thriving business. He's also branched out into movie production. We're going to talk about Mike and how he has built a successful business in a very challenging industry, and how he weathered the storm back in the 2008, 9, and 10 real estate depression, if you will. That actually was not that tough for him to make it through. So we're going to find out from Mike how he did that. So I hope you'll join me for all of these interesting conversations. Now let's go ahead and continue with our conversation about LinkedIn. I don't know if you have seen this, but I have. Over the last 12 months, the number of people that have reached out to me on LinkedIn has exploded. And the typical communication that I get is one that goes like this. I'll get an email, I'll get a LinkedIn message that'll say something to the effect of, "Hey, Lee, I recently looked at your profile and I'm very impressed, and I think there's the opportunity for some synergies. Would you be willing to connect?" And so I almost always say, sure, I'd be willing to connect. I'm an open networker. And so what's kind of different about the last 12 months is the increase in the number of people reaching out. But step two, that was step one. Step two has become very automated. The instant I accept the connection request, I get a message in my inbox that is a canned message, and it says, "Thanks for connecting. I'd sure like to," and then plug in a phrase. "I'd sure like to schedule a time to get to know you. Go to my Calendly link and schedule a time. Let's talk." Or maybe it'll say something like, "Hey, did you know that I'm in a blah, blah, blah business and would love to let you know more about my blah, blah, blah product." And these are, of course, people that are aggressively using LinkedIn to jump out and send a message and try to farm LinkedIn for prospects. And they're using tools that automate a lot of that process. And, I don't know about you, but quite honestly, I usually don't respond. If I do, I'll take the connection because I might want to do the same thing to them at some point. But for the most part, I don't really have a lot of interest in getting sales pitches, probably any more than you do. But I did receive one that I thought was incredibly interesting and novel. And what I received was a video private message through LinkedIn. And when I saw that there was a video in the private message, I stopped and watched the video because honestly, it was the first private message through LinkedIn where somebody had taken the time to send me a custom personal video. And I knew instantly that it was a custom personal video because they held up basically a sheet of paper with my name on it like that to the screen. And I saw my name printed on it. And I thought, well, obviously, that's not a canned message. This is a direct personal message to me. So I watched it. Now, the message was not really much different than the rest of the reach outs that I get on LinkedIn. The message was a sales pitch, and it was, hey, I'd like to tell you about my stuff. Would you be willing to schedule a time? Let's visit. And I actually did call this person to schedule a time to chat with them because, again, I was intrigued by the fact that they created and sent me a personalized video. So I began to think, how would be an easy way to do a personalized video on LinkedIn? And so I actually built a functionality that takes just a couple of minutes for you to create a personalized video and send it to somebody on LinkedIn. Now, we use the Apricot Rocket system to do this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you a short little video that I recorded that is going to give you an overview of how to do this. And the reason I'm playing a video as opposed to showing you is because I have discovered that this live stream tool doesn't work reliably when I'm actually showing other websites through the screen sharing function. It has crashed on me multiple times. So I decided to just record a video and show it to you. So here we go. This is about 4 minutes, but this will show you how to record a live stream or a video and send it to somebody on LinkedIn very quickly. Hi, this is Lee Thurburn, and in this short video, I'm going to show you exactly how to quickly record a message and upload it to YouTube and then send it to somebody on LinkedIn so that you can send a personal communication through LinkedIn's messaging tool. This is extremely easy. But first you need to create an account with Apricot Rocket. I presume you've already done that. If you haven't, go to apricotrocket.com and create an account. After you've set your account up, you can come back and log in and you'll be on a landing page that'll look at least somewhat similar to this. Look in the green bar up at the top and click on the envelope. That'll take you to your personal messages tool. Click on the compose button and then simply scroll down and click on the green link that says if you want, start recording a video. So click on the green button and the system will start recording a video, and it starts recording as soon as it comes on, and so you can see me now talking. I'm just going to go ahead and stop, but let's say you wanted to send Bob a message. You go, hi Bob, this is Lee, I want to tell you something. And then you tell him whatever you want to. Recording a video. Recording. And it starts, and then you upload to the server. Now, depending on how long your message is, it'll take anywhere from 5 or 10 seconds up to a minute or so. It basically takes about as long to upload the message as it does to record the message. So if you record a 1-minute message, it'll take about a minute and a half. If you record a 30-second message, it'll take about maybe close to a minute. There's a little processing time. Then you click download, click to download from server. Click the blue button, and depending upon which browser you are using, the system will compile the message and give you the ability to save it. So I'm going to click Save, and I'm going to go ahead and place it in my Downloads folder, and it'll just say New Private Message. Okay, so now I'm going to go over to YouTube, and I'm going to simply click on Upload Video, which you need a YouTube channel, so this is very quick. If you don't have a YouTube channel, go ahead and set one up. But when you start the upload process, YouTube will ask you to select the file, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to Downloads, and I'm going to click the message, and I'm going to go ahead and open the message. YouTube's very quick to upload a message, and so as soon as it does, you can simply click on Next, and then you'll need to check it's not made for kids. Then click the Next button 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Choose to make this an unlisted message, so anyone with the link can watch the video, and we'll save it. And now YouTube is actually uploading the message. So as soon as the message is uploaded, we're going to go ahead and close, and you're going to see that the message appears right here. It's not loaded yet, but you can go ahead and grab the link, and by clicking on the little View on YouTube link, and again, depending on how long it is, it may take just a second, it may take a moment. You can see this 30-second message is already loaded. Now you grab the address, so we're just going to copy the address, and now we're going to go to YouTube, and then you find the person you want to send the message to. I'm going to send this to Julie. I'm going to click on Message, and then over here in the message area, I'm just going to say, "Hey Julie, this is a demo," and I'm going to paste the message in, and I'm going to click Send. And the message is actually inserted into the body of the LinkedIn message, and it is sent. So when Julie gets this message, she'll actually see me recording a little message for the purpose of this demo. That's how easy it is to send a video message in YouTube. Okay, so you obviously can come back and watch that again. You can go to YouTube. I've actually posted this entire video on YouTube. It probably, generally speaking, to record a 30-second message and cycle through that entire process takes about 4 or 5 minutes. Now, if you are in a business where your prospects are on YouTube, your prospects are on LinkedIn, you can reach out to them a couple of different ways. One of the ways you can reach out to them is just send them a message. But the challenge with that is so many people are sending messages on LinkedIn that honestly, a lot of people are getting kind of overwhelmed, and they're getting weary of getting a lot of messages on LinkedIn. If you need to stand out and separate yourself from the crowd and actually get the attention of somebody on LinkedIn, sending a video message is a powerful way to differentiate yourself. But the challenge, of course, is how do you do that quickly and easily? Now, you could use any number of video recording tools. I use Camtasia, I use Pinnacle, I certainly have used Zoom. There's all kinds of ways that you can record videos. The difference is that the speed of this particular process is probably about the fastest that I've ever discovered. All of the other tools require not only that you record, but that you go through an editing process to edit the message to convert it from a raw video file to an MP4 file that you can put on YouTube. That adds another 5, sometimes 10 minutes, even for short messages, for you to go through all the steps related to editing. Simply being able to record, download, upload, and paste a link like I just showed you to do converts what could be a 10-minute process into about a 4 to 5 minute process, which means if you wanted to send, 10 video messages in an hour, you could do that. You could sit here and you could customize your messages for the individuals you want to send them to, and record them, upload them, and then to YouTube, grab the link and send it to somebody on LinkedIn. If you're trying to get the door opened for a sales opportunity, if you're trying to get the door opened for an interview, if you're just trying to get noticed for some reason, it doesn't really matter what it is. A video messaging process is a powerful way to differentiate yourself and make yourself seem much more savvy in the marketplace. And people will not have received many, if any, videos through LinkedIn. So it is basically an untapped messaging process that will make it much easier for you to get the attention of your audience. And we live in a very hyper dense messaging environment, and anything that you can do to separate yourself and get attention, the attention of your target, is something that is worth a little extra time investment if you have something worth selling. So I thought you might enjoy seeing this process at work. Again, if you would like to do this, just go to apricotrocket.com, create an account, and then follow the steps that you saw here. You will need a YouTube channel, so you'll have to set up a channel on YouTube. You'll need an account on Apricot Rocket, and then of course once you've got those things set up, you can just have 3 tabs on your browser. You can record, download, upload, paste. It goes extremely fast. Now, another thing that you may or may not be really aware of is the use of both the @ and the hashtag. So I'm going to try to, I didn't record this. Hopefully I'm not going to lose the connection, but I'm going to try to share my screen and go to LinkedIn and show you how to do a mention of somebody. And when you do a mention using the @ they receive a notification that you've mentioned them. Now, a lot of people know how to do this, but quite honestly, a lot of people don't. And the etiquette, if you will, of mentions is, first of all, you use them to let people know about content that you've posted. Depending upon how you mention the person, it may be very much normal for that person to like or comment or even share the content that you've mentioned them in. Now, when you mention them, tag them and mention them, not only do they notice it, but potentially they share it with other people. LinkedIn does not by default share your messages with your entire feed. So when you post a message on your feed, I've got 6,000 people on my LinkedIn connections list. You may have a similar number. It doesn't matter how large your number is, but with 6,000 people, I'm guessing that only 50 to 100 people are going to see my feed, my post in their feed. It might even be less than that, unless LinkedIn thinks I have a lot of valuable information. So the way LinkedIn knows whether your information is valuable or not is the amount of chatter, the number of likes, the number of comments, and the number of shares that occur on your content. Well, if you want your content to be shared with your entire audience, you need to increase the authority that you have. And the easiest way to do that is to use the mention process. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And hopefully I'm going to, let's see here. I'm just going to go ahead and share the screen. So here we go. And now I'm going to open LinkedIn. And I'm going to, again, I hope this doesn't get lost in the hustle, but here's Bruce Carnahan. Bruce, a friend of mine, is on my feed. So I'm going to come down. Bruce is doing a live stream here soon. So I'm going to do a comment. I'm going to click on comment. I'm going to say, hey, Bruce. Now, instead of his name, I'm going to do @Bruce. And so when I do that, you'll see Bruce Carnahan shows up. And then I'm going to say, I am using this as a demo for a so there I can't really talk while I'm typing. So I say, hey, @Bruce Carnahan, I'm using this as a demo for a live stream show on LinkedIn. And now I'm going to go ahead and post it. Now, because I've posted something, I've increased the probability that his content, the authority of his content. If I go ahead and like it, that'll do it even more. And if I share this to my stream, so I'm going to go ahead and put his name in again. I'm just saying, please check out the Bruce Carnahan live stream, and I'm going to go ahead and post this. This is actually sharing it with my entire stream. This gives a lot more credibility and authority to Bruce's stream. Now, if I want to actually get more people to notice my postings, I can come and click on view my postings, and I'm going to go to all my activity. Actually, I'm going to go to posts. And so I'm just going to go to my, I think that this is just my post. Maybe it's not. Well, let's go to all activity. This is probably just my activity. And nope, I was going to go ahead and scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Here we go. So here is the actual live stream that I'm doing right now. And so I'm going to go ahead and add some tags to this by editing the post. I wonder if this will actually work because I'm doing a live stream and I'm editing the post. I don't know if that's going to work or not. It may not work. In fact, I may just have locked up post successful. So I've probably just locked things up. Now let's go on down here. Let's go on down to a previous one here. If I want to take this one about China, maybe I can edit that. Let's see if I can edit that post. Yeah, here we go. So I have not yet put any people in here. So I'm going to say Michael Armour right here. I'm going to change this to be at Michael Armour. Okay, so I'm going to insert @Michael Armour. And in front of this, I'm going to put pound live stream Lee. So I'm using a hashtag for live stream Lee, and I'm going to mention a couple of other people. I'm going to mention somebody named Bill Wallace. I'm going to mention a couple of people that I'd like to mention. And so what I'm doing when I mention these people and I save this, they are going to be flagged. You'll see that their names show up here. They're being flagged with a notification. If I go to my notifications, I don't know what I'm going to see here, but Lee live stream business growth expert is live. So I get that notification, but you come down here and you see Valerie Grimes. She tagged me. And I received a notification because she tagged me. Other people tag me like Tisha and others, and I get comments, I get notifications that I've been tagged. I'm going to go ahead and jump out, and I'm going to go ahead and remove that from the stream. So using the @ sign and then typing somebody's name when you make a post sends them a notification that they've been tagged or mentioned in a post. They're going to then have the opportunity to come and see what you've written, and you're going to hope that they either like, comment, and or share. They could do all of those things. when they do those things, LinkedIn gets signaled that you have valuable content. And as a result, not only does that content get pushed out to a larger number of your connections, put into their feeds, but in your future posts, it also increases your future distribution. So I just thought I would share that with you, because if you're using LinkedIn as a business marketing tool, these are some fundamental little tips and tricks of the trade that, if you don't know about them, can actually make a big difference in how many people you get your message out in front of. All right, I'm going to wrap this up, but before I do, I want to talk about history. I'm a big fan of history. I think if you don't know what happened, you're doomed to repeat it, right? I mean, if you don't know history, you're doomed to repeat it. Repeat the mistakes is what I'm talking about. Well, that I get a newsletter from twice a month, or a couple of times, every couple of weeks. His name is Dan Nelson. And Dan sends out the most interesting newsletters as he is doing historical genealogical research into people's ancestry. He comes across a lot of really interesting things. And I just really look forward to reading Dan's newsletter. I actually learn things about our history as the American people that I didn't know, because Dan keeps coming up with stuff. I will tell you, Dan is not only a great genealogical researcher, but he is also a great storyteller. So if you're a fan of history like me, and you like interesting tidbits about our historical predecessors and our past, you're going to really appreciate Dan's newsletters. This most recent one talked rather extensively about the percentage of people that would die from various basically disease and plagues on ships as they're coming over from Europe to the New World, to America, to the the continent, the North American continent. Wasn't America yet at that point. I guess maybe it was. It certainly wasn't the United States. But we hear about the cruise ships that have been plagued with the pandemic and how many people were affected on those things. He looks into the reality of what it was like to try to make your passage over 2 or 3 or 4 months on a boat from Europe to the New World. It was horrific. It puts a new perspective on what our forefathers had to go through to get here. So if you like that kind of stuff, if you just like knowing that kind of stuff, you're going to like Dan's newsletter. All right, go to livestreamly.com, click on the Dan Nelson link, sign up for his newsletter if you want. I think you're going to enjoy it. I do. That's it for today. Again, tomorrow we're going to be talking about China, the Chinese threat. I think if you are agreeing with you, that preparation is important. I'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Thanks for watching.